can't believe we broke the DEC sign.
We didn't break it.
Nice one, though.
You know what? I'm not gonna fix this.
Hello Decatur, welcome back to the deck. I hope everyone had a fantastic Thanksgiving.
I literally hate doing this. Are you guys that desperate for hosts?
Yes.
Whatever. Next up, food.
I just love food, my favorite food.
The deck is going to embark on our first culinary expedition.
Decatur has always been known for its famous and unique food scene. What better way to introduce all the types of restaurants to civilians and tourists than to have a food tour? We started off our tour in the lobby of the Marriott Hotel on Claremont Avenue, from where we walked to our first restaurant, Tayo, which is a contemporary Japanese restaurant. The first dish we tried were the absolutely delicious pork belly buns. It was the perfect mixture of sweet and savory mixed all into one, with piquant sugar and pickled red onions topping the locally sourced slow-roasted pork. The pork fell apart on your tongue, while the bun caused a smooth texture in your mouth. It was delicious and just the right way to start off our tour. Our next stop was Rocket Fizz, a cute and kitsch candy store right across the street from Tayo. Rocket Fizz has the widest range of crazy candies in Decatur, from booger jelly beans to pickle soda, and of course all the traditional candies. Rocket Fizz has it all. An old-fashioned store that is highly recommended when you truly want to experience fun and have a good laugh about all the craziness. Next on our list was the new popular It place Poke Perfect, a restaurant that mixes Japanese styles with sushi, all of which originated from Hawaii. We enjoyed the Amsterdam Bowl, which was a refreshing meal which made the whole thing utterly delectable. And a small treat of mochi balls, which is raw dough surrounding an ice cream, made our meal complete. This place is highly recommended when looking for a delicious meal on a sunny day. After Poke Perfect, we ventured into the Latin American food world of Calle Latina. Here we ate empanadas de carne, a Latin specialty which consists of ground beef, green olives, and spices. For dessert, we were served the traditional and famous tres leche. It was a sugary treat fit for everyone who has a sweet tooth. And last but not least, we visited a small store located right off of Ponce de Leon Avenue called Splash of Olive, a premium tasting room. Here, we were introduced to the world of olive oil and balsamic vinegar. We tried the blackberry ginger and apricot olive oil. We tried some completely new flavors that were very interesting and fun to taste. The large variety of olive oils and vinegars was astounding. It is a great place to learn something new about the cooking world. And if you're looking for a present for that difficult family, friend, or relative, this is the place to find something truly unique and inspiring. And with this, we come to the end of the Decatur food tour. A truly interesting and informative tour that is fun for young and old and entertainable for everyone.
Your typical teenager spends their day in a school classroom, but there are some kids who spend their days in a dance studio. Welcome to Atlanta Ballet, home of the elite dancer Grace Braun. Starting at the age of 3, Grace has dedicated her entire life to ballet. When she was 9, Grace discovered the person who inspired her dance career.
You definitely have those icon ballerinas that just stick with you, and I think the first one for me was probably Marina Nunez.
Grace dedicates a lot of her time to ballet every day.
Like 9 to like 4 or 5 every day, 6 days a week. You've been focusing all day, and then you have to go home and focus on school. So you can get really mentally tired. When I was younger, I struggled a lot with flexibility, just because I can develop muscle pretty quickly, and I'm known for moving pretty fast, but my hips aren't naturally really open so that you can do like all the open stuff, and so I've had to work on it.
Grace has managed her lifestyle with the support of her mother.
My mother has always been really supportive of my ballet. She danced for most of her childhood, so she can understand it a lot better. I mean, you give up that whole normal childhood, you know? You never get that time period back, and you never can change that. That's something you never change. But I don't want to have to risk what I've dedicated so much of my time to. I know that emotionally it would be a lot on me not to be doing this anymore.
And that's why Grace will always love dance.
What's that sound?
I think that's the music that they play when the DEC producers have secured an exclusive interview.
Who would be stupid enough to give the DEC an exclusive interview?
I don't know, but take it away, Jose.
Hello and welcome to my exclusive sit-down interview with Patrick Russell. My name's Jose Caluder. So Patrick, why'd you bring me here today to interview you?
Since my recent loss in the student body presidential campaign, I've been attempting to propagate my new political party's ideology, the Decatur's People's Liberation Front.
What exactly is that party?
We are attempting to oust the interim government Jake Miller from power.
Why are you going after Jake Miller?
Specifically because of his height. He's simply too tall.
So, how's your party plan to take over office?
Me and my peasants, my supporters, are gonna go into the cafeteria and we're gonna sit at the tables. We're gonna take the lunch. We're not gonna pay for the lunch, Jose. We're gonna take the lunch. We're gonna go to our tables and you sit there and never leave. We're gonna be in the cafeteria. We're gonna sleep in the cafeteria. We're gonna go to the bathroom in the cafeteria. If Jake Miller wants to eat lunch for the rest of his life, he's gonna have to step down from power.
What's your plan once you get in office?
We're gonna immediately begin the initiation process of firing every single teacher minus John Summer, who would appropriately be my right-hand man.
So you mentioned that you're going to oust all the teachers. Will you also be getting rid of the administration of the school?
The student government administration, surely. We're looking at removing Jake Miller. We're looking at removing Spencer Harris, possibly all their cronies, all the people that are in with him.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with your mission.
Thank you, Jose.
And thank you for sitting down with me today. In a time of toil and trouble, Jake Miller is the student body president.
I told you not to sit in my chair while I was gone.
This is actually my chair. I'm the president.
What is it?
I'm the president.
Co-president. Co-president. Co-president.
Didn't you see on the
Co-president.
on the title of the show, it's student body president.
But we're adding a co.
Student body co.
Considering
Alphabetical
I go
order,
all
clearly.
the way and do all the work while you sit here and look for Owen and torment Sarah Grace. You know, she quit.
2 for 2.
Our only secretary, she quit.
Okay, you know what, whatever.
We
Talk
have
to me about
business to
talk to me about the crisis.
Crisis is this. Patrick Russell is threatening to take the school over with his new political party.
He looks like that dude Thomas.
Twin brothers.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay.
He's threatening to stage a sit-in in the cafeteria. He's threatening to use the restroom in the cafeteria.
In the food?
Maybe.
Where are we gonna eat?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
We could all go off campus during lunch.
We could, but then we'd all lose our parking passes.
We could really stick it to the man by finding the other cafeteria. Haven't you heard the myths? The lost room of Decatur High. In between the walls.
Is it?
Everyone knows that.
So how do you see us finding this room?
Just take the old axe to the grindstone.
So you're saying that in order to save our school, we're going to destroy its very foundation.
So it sounds like we've come to agreement then.
I really don't think it sounds like we've come to an agreement. We need to come up with a plan. What is that?
I just signed the documents.
There's no papers on the table.
Sign the documents. The cafeteria is reopening.
This has been Jake Miller, Student Body President.
Welcome to Center for Sports. I'm your host, Mari Downey.
And I'm Nicole Carlton. First off, here's a recap of the fall sports season for the Bulldogs. Both the varsity softball and the varsity volleyball teams lost in their second round of state playoffs. Volleyball lost to Chamblee and softball lost to Walnut Grove after winning their region tournament.
Our football team just missed out on the state 5A tournament as we lost our last 2 games and finished just outside the region's top 4 with the region record of 3-4.
And cross country did all right at state. The boys finished 10th and the girls finished 15th overall at the state meet 4 weeks ago. The highlight of the meet for the Bulldogs was when sophomore Haley Rose finished 4th overall.
Go Haley. So now we're on to our winter sports. Swimming, boys and girls basketball, and wrestling. Boys basketball is currently sitting at 0-4, but things are looking up and they've had a couple of close games recently.
And the girls basketball team also lost their opening game against Chamblee, but since then they put a winning streak together at the annual tip-off tournament with blowouts of 3 out-of-region schools.
Wrestling is doing big things.
They sure are. They're currently 6-1 in meets so far, with exceptional individual performances from senior Caden Spann, who is 7-1, and junior Alan Ferguson, who's 8-1, in a highly competitive 182-pound weight class.
Wow. The swim season has just begun, and there's actually meet tonight at Chamblee, so go out there and support your Bulldogs. Back to you, Sophia.
This has been Center for Sports.
Thanks, Mari. And now for our last segment of the deck.
Another DEC Cinema. Oh boy.
Just measure all the pieces.
Yeah. This one's a little bit under 67.
The Decatur Robotics team is hard at work on a new project build. It's not one of their typical metal machines, no. This time, it's a soapbox. This year, Decatur Robotics plans to enter the Madison Avenue Soapbox Derby. The Derby brought up an interesting opportunity.
So we were contacted by somebody with the Madison Avenue Soapbox Derby whose son had been on one of the FLL teams. So he was aware of the programs that we were doing and some of the larger efforts we were trying to do with Decatur Robotics this year.
They won't only be competitors, but beneficiaries. While building the cart, the team adds little bits of the robotic roots to the design.
I really like the steering wheel. We used a gear from the robot from last year's game as a steering wheel. It's really cool and it looks like it's going to work really well.
Yeah, so you race down that hill, and there's different categories, so it's like a creativity award. So some of these cars are pretty creative. Then there's also just straight up time. Whoever has the shortest amount of time wins that.
Finish line is ready, start line is ready.
Besides competing in the Derby, they wanted to get the community excited about robots.
I think it's important that the community knows that we're here to just sort of educate kids of all ages in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math.
The Soapbox Derby is not only a competition, but a fundraiser for local charities and nonprofits. This year, Decatur Robotics was a beneficiary, meaning they received some of the Derby proceeds to support their program. They earned a total of
$26,000 and counting. Good luck, Robotics. We hope you enjoy and we hope this sets you up for a future. So, good luck.
It's really awesome that the people at the Soapbox Derby, they're giving us, the whole organization, all this money. It's not just us, but even the smaller robotics teams at the elementary and the middle school and the high school FTC teams, we're all going to get all this money. It's really going to help the program in general.
Finish line is ready. Start line is ready. Get Craig of Decatur Robotics. Remember, steering less is more.
Well, that's it for today's episode of The Deck.
Thank God.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/thedeck.
I don't like the deck. It's coarse, rough, and irritating, and it gets everywhere. And you know what? I actually like the deck. I like the deck a lot.
Kheyal, stick to your lines.
It all started going downhill when they made me so negative. Jack, the script's terrible. You too, Jose.
Kheyal, but I thought we loved doing this together.
I love doing it with you, but I can't do it while being such a negative person. I'm gonna go before I start to dislike the deck.
Oh, wait, hold on. You know, Kheyal, we hear you. We know the deck's been a little unsatisfactory lately. But before you go, would you please just do one more thing for us?
So Kheyal, I heard that you're quitting the deck because me and Jack suck at writing scripts. Is this true?
Yes.
This has been another exclusive interview with Jose Coluder.